love it when we hit just right on time. The time was just right. It's the small things in life. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night. We've had some really high programmed shows. This is a messy Thursday because I had like 5 minutes to get it ready. So
Thursday? What?
And I usually get it down here like 20 after. At 7:37, I'm like, oh, wake up, you got to go, because I was like nodding off asleep in my chair. So it's been that kind of day. Oh, we have folks in the chat. How are y'all this evening? Everybody
Good. I want to say shout out to Bricklin in the chat, because I was hanging out with Bricklin on TikTok yesterday, doing a co-live build together, and said, "Hey, come and watch Old Gray Bricks."
You will be disappointed. I'm just.
Hey, this is
so Bricklin, welcome. Glad you're here. Brickaway Beach is here. Hello. Moto is in the house. Moto. Andrew Sada is here. Grumpy J. Two Humble Bricks. Hello. Welcome. Chad Conus. Hello from Kansas. Beauty. Like the band or the state? Both would be cool. So carry on, my wayward son. All right, there we go.
Which ironically got like a second or third surge of popularity by the TV show Supernatural.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It probably got some play from Anchorman as well, because it's in the end credits for Anchorman.
That's truth. I am actually a big fan of the non-popular Kansas songs. If the album Leftoverture is one of the best prog rock albums, American prog rock albums ever. So,
okay, Dad.
No, shut up.
I'm gonna go with Mark on this one.
Oh, dude, come on! You got to put that one and Point of No Return. Great albums, super great albums, like Long Play.
Leftoverture. I mean, don't leave out Leftoverture. I mean,
I said Leftoverture.
Oh, okay, dude.
Leftoverture, the popular song being "Carry On Wayward Son." The rest of that album, Leftoverture, is fantastic. It is like super complicated. Hey, that's my button to hit. Thank you very much. Okay, the pre-show was all about chairs, so that was.
Hey, your ass will thank you tomorrow. I'm just
and science fiction.
Yeah.
The post show is going to be about watching paint dry. Your favorite watch.
We're going to talk about colonoscopies.
Actually, this whole panel is prime for that, but I know.
One bowl of colon blow will do the work.
The pyramid and Phil Hartman on the pyramid of colon blow is. That is one of my favorites. Me. All right. We're dropping viewers left and right. No, we're not. Brick Jedi, hello. Welcome to this. Old man talking about fiber and comfy chairs. And
hey, you started us off with the fact that you were in the middle of a nap and almost missed the show. So
and then told all the guests that they would inevitably be disappointed. So I mean, the bar was set pretty low at the start.
Bar is always set low. So
yes.
That's awesome. All right. So yes, we basically have a potpourri show and just kind of talking about stuff. We do, from what I understand, though, have a special Dragon of the Week from Small Paul, which we will get to eventually. So I'm excited about that. That is our actual programming of the episode. So
and no previews before the show.
No previews. No
sneak peeks. No sneak peeks.
And I know all of y'all are going to Brick World and everything. Maybe as we go through, talk about what you're taking to Brick World. Jeff Van Winden, what are you taking to Brick World? What's up in your world?
I wasn't expecting that. Not much. Working away. Working on water. Well, I showed this last on Thursday. I ordered 999 Translite Blue tile yesterday from the bestsellers Bricks and Pieces, and they got shipped. Like I ordered it yesterday at like 8:45, just before my chat, and it was shipped. I got the shipping notice this morning that it was on the way already. So hopefully it'll be here next week, but it'll be my first of maybe 2 or 3 of those orders. That'll cover two base plates. So
There's a wall.
anyway, but yeah, I'm researching chairs because, well, Secret Labs. What can I say? And finished sorting this week. I think mostly, for the most part, my like the basic colors are all sorted. Now all I have left to sort is just the, like the tires, the minifig parts, the tire bits, all that stuff that usually gets left off to the very end or whenever I get time.
You actually sort tires?
I have 5-6 bins of tires. Yeah.
Ugh.
Well,
Somebody on the Bricklink Buyers and Sellers Facebook page was talking about how the number of tires in their store got steadily out of control, and then they had like 27 pounds of tires. They were like, and like, I just can't rid of them. No one ever buys them. They were complaining.
I sell some occasionally. Like, it's slow, but I mean, people do buy them, I guess. It's just like most of the tires are so big, you have to ship them as parcel. That's the problem.
Yep.
But like anything that's like 2 studs or less, I can ship just letter mail within Canada, so that's handy. But other than that, it's a pain to have them. But that's usually what I bring to the yard sales at conventions. I'll bring
Do
the
people
big
buy them?
bulky parts. I've sold some before, yeah.
Suckers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're good sized tires, like meaty looking tires, then people will buy them for space stuff and whatever else not, right? So,
Oh, I thought you mean like the standard bog normal ones that.
Oh no. Those ones sell not too bad for me. I mean, it's not like they're flying off the shelves, but I mean, I sell like maybe 1 or 2 a month.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
But
Well, in Canada, you switch from snow tires to regular tires, so that makes sense.
you know what? I put my summer tires on Monday, and we've been in the 70s and 80s all week. Fahrenheit, for the record. It was 28 degrees Celsius here today, which is pushing 90 actually, I think. But I'd have to look that up. But it's been warm.
Warmer than 90?
Yeah, like what's temperature? What did you guys have today for temperature down in the south?
It was pleasant today, but it's 60 degrees right now. So.
It did not break 70.
No.
Okay, so we 28 Celsius to Fahrenheit is 82.4 was what
82.
we had today. 82.
Well, I'll be 82. Aubrey, hello, welcome.
So, but yeah, we've had a little warm streak. I think on Monday it's going to snow again. So, rain to snow type thing. So it's going to get cool enough that we'll get a few flakes coming down. But for us, that's nothing. So yeah.
By the way, here in last Saturday, the Saturday before Easter, when I had my Easter egg hunts, it was bitter cold, pouring rain. It was like one of the worst days of weather ever. So we gave out 13,000 eggs inside. So it wasn't hunting; it was more like harvesting. Dump them out on the floor, and then watch the locusts consume them and everything. So.
How many kids just went whoop and flipped right out on them?
Well, I do one that's actually we put UV dots on the eggs, and then we have UV lights in the room, so we turn off all the lights, and that's super cool. But no one busted their butt, so that's always good. So.
Cool.
Anyway, all right. Where is Matt? Echoed somewhere. Hey, Matt.
Hey, I walked past the park on Sunday, and there was this grassy area, and it was completely covered with eggs. It was a target-rich environment for any kid picking up. There was I think a Korean church group was there, and they were doing, their Easter egg hunt. But it was for pretty little kids, so there wasn't a lot of hunting. It was more like harvesting, like you said. So. Yes. I stopped by the Pick-a-Brick store, and I got the last of these from my local store. Still buying off the Q1 menu, but can always use a couple of these little stanchion things. And I got very excited because I saw I had a DHL order, which usually means Lego, that came on Tuesday, and I assumed it was my 55 mosaic plates that I'm waiting for, and I'm totally at a stop until I get plates. But it was not. It was more dots. But for the first time ever, I got the pale light blue dots. So
Nice.
this is a color I did not have in my palette, and I got 1,000 of them. So there they are. So that was one of 5 colors. I also got gold ones in pale light green, or the yellowish green as they call it, and some, I don't know, 2 other colors, but nothing I was out of. But
Did you?
I know
did you
that
actually, Sorry, did you actually need those ones for your mosaic, or those
I
colors?
needed regular blue, which I got, and
Yeah.
I needed more gold, which I got, and
Okay.
everything else that I ordered was, I'm running out of it, or I'm projected to run out of it. But like, this was a new color.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It doesn't appear anywhere on the mosaic I'm working on, but now I have some for
Just in case.
Yeah.
future
Okay.
projects. At my house, I'm just absolutely waxed by this semester. So I'm kind of glad that the plates didn't come, because honestly, like, after the show, I may go in and take a nap. Like, it's just been that we have 2 more weeks left, and I'm counting off the days. It's I have like zero motivation right now to build anything, which that's how tired I am, and it's sad. Like, if we were doing the show, I wouldn't have come in the Lego room this week. But I'm looking forward to like catching up on some sleep and not having anything due for like a while. And feeling creative again and getting back in here and doing stuff. But right now, I do not feel creative at all. So it's been a grind. The end is approaching.
The end is nigh.
The end is nigh. Hopefully my plates show up. If my plates show up, I'll probably start slapping dots on plates, even though I'm really tired. But yeah. So, and I'm A team because I'm sporting the old school Braves A. I really like this hat. I actually really like this hat in this color. I've worn, since this one's come, I've worn this one a bunch of days. So I don't know. That's I probably have more going on, but that's all I can think of right now. I did finish the wave, which I was holding up. It's downstairs. My spouse was happy with it, and I think it's going to go on the mantle. So,
What's this?
The Japanese wave set.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So it's
The way.
The way.
so, and I am looking forward to planning our road trip to Brick World Chicago, which I actually listed my mock card this week for my giant mosaic. So that one is in. I don't know if I'm taking anything else or if that's the only thing I'm going to take. Partly because we've decided we're going to do an extensive road trip before Brick World. And Brick World will be the last point on the trip because 2 days after Brick World, I start teaching summer school. So we can't do it after Brick World. But so if we're going to do a big road trip, we might drive up to northern Michigan, wave at Canada at Sault Ste. Marie, and then take the boat out to Isle Royale and go up to Voyageur National Park and wave at Canada again across International Falls, Minnesota, and then drive to Chicago. So we have flirted with Canada twice, but I don't have a valid passport yet, so we may not be crossing. I really need to get that passport thing done. So, but yeah, we might.
Never had a passport, or is it just you don't have a current one?
Mine expired during COVID, and I just didn't bother to get it renewed. So I just need to get on that. And but yeah, we might do like a big road trip before, because the idea is our cat passed away, and I told him, I said, look, let's do one mega road trip before we get an animal that has to be taken care of if we leave town. So I think it's gonna turn into like an epic 2-week with 1 week in Chicago and like 9 days jaunting around Michigan. And seeing the sights. So I may only be taking the mosaic in the car, because we may be taking tents and other things.
The other thought is maybe you could collab with me and the Bell Nadrowitz and utilize their cargo space because I think they're going to get a trailer. I think.
Yeah, I saw that they posted that they're thinking about a trailer. I mean, in theory, all of the mosaic plates are perfectly square and they should stack nicely in a box. So, and I could tape them up. And even if it's a bumpy ride, those mosaic plates, the dots aren't going to pop off. I may have to pop the plates back together again, but they should be pretty stable.
And we need to start. We need to start coordinating and testing struts and support structure because I'm thinking. Aluminum poles that can screw so we can break them down as opposed to having to have 6 foot or 10-foot poles or anything like that.
I saw that. You know, I'm going to go buy some of the conduit that the guy who does mosaics recommended as a support.
Yeah.
I messaged him. I think he said 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. I need to go back and look at the message, but I may just go buy some sections at Home Depot and then try attaching them to zip ties and just seeing how tight the connection is. I do worry. I do think that I may request for Brick World that they give me a section of wall to lean it against if all else fails. Like,
so I hate to jump ahead on you, but I was going to bring up this very conversation with you because I too submitted my mock cards and I did submit my mosaic and I did request a specific display space for it because of its size and asked for it to be over in the mosaic area, which I think is towards the back end of the hall near the wall, and gave them the size of it and said, ideally, this would be great if I could lean it up against a wall. So hopefully, if you do the same thing, they can coordinate it and we can actually have them next to each other.
Yeah, that would make things easier. So
yeah.
And then I was going to say my tiny classic space mosaic one will be kind of there too, and it'll look really tiny.
Exactly.
It doesn't normally look tiny, but
it'll look like an 8x10.
In context, it might look tiny. Yeah.
Matthew's is going to be more girthy, and mine's just going to be very large in general. So, you know,
we're still talking about mosaics, right?
Mine's almost as wide as it is tall. So,
yeah, mine's definitely much taller than.
Okay. You're muted, Mark, but
I said moving right along. Sorry, I was muted because of the peanut gallery earlier. So
when he threw in girthy, I really had to suppress a laugh.
I mean, because we all never mind. I'm going to be good for the rest of this I'm going to be good for the rest of this conversation. So, but anyway, Matthew, yes, submit a separate display space request for your mosaic at Brick World Chicago. Mention you need a wall, and hopefully they will get back to us and say, "Hey, we've got other people. We can put you guys together." So,
well, should you and I request space as a collaborative? Do you want to be right next to each other?
I already submitted mine. I mean, I could edit it, but I mean,
yeah. Well, in the
Southern mosaics.
Southern Nights.
The dot people. It's a collaborative by the Dotomatics.
Yeah. For all we know, Brick Huntress is also going to be sending a giant mosaic. We know that EJ also does big mosaics. He's always got easels for his stuff. So I mean, I'm sure that they're going to be, plenty of large mosaics. Tanjam usually does a big mosaic. So, it's going to be cool.
I'm curious, when you fill out the card, it asks, if you want to be considered for a category. And I debated putting in the mosaic category or like large object, which I think was also a category. I don't know. There were a couple different categories. So
I think large object would be like if you made a lamp or a fire hydrant.
And the other one was like life-size replica.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yes.
Which mine is. Mine is a life-size replica of the painting. It's the exact same dimensions as the painting.
It just means that you're going to get put into that category for judging, though, too, right?
Well, but you know what the funny thing is I found this out when I was in Chicago. It doesn't matter what category you list yourself for. You could get nominated for a completely different category than what you listed it for.
Okay.
So you can put it in, but it could get shuffled around. So you never know.
So which one was yours? What did you list in, and then what did you get nominated in?
You know what? I don't remember what I listed it as, but I don't think I did small individual layout. I don't remember what I did. I think I might have done art, or maybe
There was a mosaic one too. Because I did mosaic.
We could be strategic and each pick a different category, and then we're technically not up.
Oh, I thought you were meaning that's your meaning for last year.
No, I mean for this
Oh.
year. I mean, like I could put in for like exact replica. You could put in for art. Somebody,
I put mine in for mosaic. So
mosaic. I
Yeah.
mean, it could. I was sitting there going, well, there's 3 options here that would be accurate. So, I don't know.
because I also have been bringing one of my stand-up cat, so he's going in large replica.
Oh no, I don't want to have to compete against that cat.
Because it's got pink butt, so
That's a crowd pleaser right there. I don't know if it's a judge pleaser, but it's definitely a
but
crowd.
it is a crowd pleaser. That is correct. That's correct. It's a shower, not a grower.
You are so
Oh.
spicy. What is this?
Oh, you know what? It's actually better that I'm talking about these kinds of inappropriate things versus the subsurface boiling topics that social media has brought to my attention that I'm just preventing myself from talking about.
I understand.
Yes.
By the way, did I tell y'all that Martin Harris sent me some brick? Did I tell you that?
It's horrible space stuff,
No.
I believe. is
Yeah.
what
So
they called it.
this is what he said was coming. All right. So zoom in on this. Okay.
Okay.
So he sent me this picture of some space canopies, and it does have the very elusive yellow antenna,
Nice.
and they are in really good shape. I don't know if you can see that. That's good
Oh,
and
that
shiny.
is crystal.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he said he sent me a message. He says I'm very bad about post, so you never
He
know
is.
if you're going to get it right.
He
I'm
is
like,
horrible.
are you talking about the cereal? Or are you talking about the anyway? So all of a sudden, this pretty ratty but whatever put together box shows up like this big.
Holy crap.
Like how?
Yeah. And so there is old gray parts, space parts. There is engines. There's brick. There's Technic. But the coup de grace is the old school bag of the giant tires.
Oh my
those are
gosh.
So
big.
you could build a UCS floppy rover.
Seriously.
Love it.
Well, I thought about with the white things making a UCS all-terrain vehicle, like a super huge version of that with these big
Yes.
knobby tires.
That would be
Mhm.
cool.
So yeah, thank you, Martin. This is really cool because I've only got I don't think I've actually ever had these big chunky tires,
I
the
don't think I've ever
original
actually
ones.
seen those big chunky tires in person.
Well,
So
Well,
that's
I
cool.
have a plethora at the moment. So
You do.
So,
Cornucopia.
for those of you watching,
Plethora.
Are those
For those
the
who-
ones that was on the dragster?
yeah.
So I have 2 of those because I had the dragster set.
Therefore, you get two.
Just
Oh,
don't
but-
drive your rover off the table on TV.
for those of you watching, Chris likes tires apparently, so please send him all your tires.
Yes.
Chris loves tires.
I love big tires, and I cannot lie.
No. That's me. I love the fat tires. I'm the fat tire guy.
So they are basically a little less than 12 wide. These tires. So
12 wide.
12 wide, Gigantor.
Mhm.
Yes. Thank you very much. Moving on. Mr. Sandlin, how are you
Hello.
today?
I think it's time for Small Paul's Dragon of the Week.
Ooh. Da, da, da.
Today
We are-
is one from ABC. And this dragon we flipped around the
Hey,
wing.
don't speak in foreign tongues. Canadians not allowed. Go ahead.
For some reason, this is the only part that I hate. They use like the little I mean it's cool, but they use the trans green studs. That's like why can't they put actual like trans spines or like C slopes?
You need
Whatever.
spikes or something?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The eyes are pretty well made. The mouth is just a hinge joint. So
But he has cool wings.
yeah, his wings very movable. You can get some flappy movement.
It looks like those are gold lame wings. Is that
I
the,
was about to say the same thing.
Yeah,
That's probably what they are.
they're shiny.
that's like a serious glam dragon right there.
This is a bling dragon.
Yeah, he's pretty
Bling
cool.
dragon.
You see the
I know
tail?
somebody who likes that
He's got
right there.
You see the tail?
he's got
That's-
split tail action.
So
Whoa.
He has a bifurcated tail.
2 joints, and then it splits off into 2 tails. So I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
The back
It could
of the
like play
move-
piano with its tail. I mean,
That'd be a good idea, actually. He might actually do a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm.
The neck has a little bit of mobility. Like, yes. It can't look down that much. Actually, it can, but it can look all the way up and do this. Thanks, Gabe.
are those the glow in the dark horns there?
No, they're
I
just
don't know.
regular white parts.
Regular.
Yeah, they're probably just regular. This is a cool feature. So there are little little cybernetic green parts. Hold on, let me get them. In the
They're
light.
like Ninjago swords.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a nice part you
they're
see.
hard to see because of all the green, and they're also turned. But it's a pretty nice feature.
So on a scale of like 1 to 10 dragon toes, how many dragon toes do you give it?
What?
I think it was a perfectly clear question. How many dragon toes out of 10 do you give that?
No dragon toes, but 0 dragon toes. But for the actual dragon itself, 9 out of 10.
Okay,
9 dragon toes out of 10.
that's pretty good.
No dragon toes.
Okay. Well, that has been the dragon of the week from Small Paul. So,
We need a graphic.
yeah. What about on a scale from whack to sick, as Stever's asking? He says it's definitely a sick. So
Whack to sick.
Back to sick ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a pun there on a scale, on a dragon scale. Never mind. All right.
Oh no, you were dead on. No, that one, yeah.
Yeah, dead. Yes.
I'm
Dead.
already done. Stop talking about it. Show your thing.
So he acquired that dragon from Atlanta Brick Co. a couple weeks ago when we were
ABC.
there with our good friend Jeff,
Woo! Jeff.
who was here from California. And that was Friday. It was my birthday that day. So as a birthday gift, Jeff got me the Blacktron
Tina?
cyber guy, the villain guy. Yeah, so he's very cool. I had not didn't have this guy, so that was a fun. I
The
love
unfortunate bee.
the fact that his teeth are printed in metallic.
Yes.
Like he's got cybernetic teeth. So that's fun. And also related to my birthday, I got the bugle, as you can see behind me.
Yay.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was marked down a little bit on Amazon to the original price before the price hike. And then my brother gave me a gift card, and then I had some Amazon rewards points. So I rolled all that into buying the bugle. And then yesterday on the TikToks, as Chris says, I did a co-live stream with Bricklin, who's in the chat. And we both built bags 1 through 4 of the bugle. So bags 1 through 4 are pretty much the whole first floor up to the tiles for the first floor. So here it is. It's very cool. It's got the breakaway wall panel here for some superhero action in case you want to smash a wall.
Yours had sound effects. That's impressive.
Smash
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah, we got Aunt May with her cookies for Peter. This is original old Aunt May, not the new young hot Aunt May.
What?
mhm.
And we got what is this guy's name? I don't remember this guy's name.
Sam.
Ron Barney. I don't know who Ron Barney is. Do you guys know who Ron Barney is?
Barney.
I don't think I know who that is either.
We got Gwen.
Stefani.
Yes,
Stacy.
that's Gwen. That's Gwen Stefani. Yes. Daredevil, which is super fun because this is the only set where you can get a Daredevil figure. We got Punisher
Pew pew.
with his pew pews.
Pew pew.
We get Carnage. Carnage is not so special because there's been other figures of him, I believe, but still, he's in there.
I got a good thing for Carnage.
He's a spider. Thanks, buddy. He's a Spider-Man villain, so he's in there.
Stop saying
And
that.
that is all of bags 1 through 4. And I was the instruction book is just one huge book.
Yeah, it's a massive tome.
Yeah. But it, as usual for one of the pricier sets, it has some nice little sort of pictures and things in the front.
And it has a taxi.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. That's what I have going on in my Lego world at the moment. Small talk.
Awesome.
Stop saying
So
at me.
Brooklyn's a hot Aunt May. And Brick Bunny says Small Paul doesn't know about hot Aunt May. Yeah, in the Spider-Man movies, the MCU ones, Aunt May, Peter's Aunt May.
Marissa Tomei.
Yeah,
Is it Torme or Tome?
it's Tomei. Matthew
Yeah.
can't say words, so
I have trouble with accents.
Okay.
that's
That's
not
just
even
a southern way of saying it.
just literally. There's no R in her name. It's
That's the thing. I can't roll my R's, so that's probably what happened.
there's no R. You don't need.
hard for you to roll.
What is wrong with you?
Hey, just say Ashoka and really just set him off.
It's like it's a mashup of Mel Torme and
Yeah.
Marissa Tomei. So there's too many.
Short guy.
I'm excited for Ashoka. That's really all the Rebel stuff in Ashoka is making me excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the rebels. All the rebel stuff.
Well,
I
and
also
then
heard Pink Wheels, Meredith mentioned that the guy who plays Amos in Expanse is Thrawn's right-hand guy in Ahsoka. So I'm really excited for that too, because I think he's a great actor. I love him. He's cool.
Yeah, and the announcement of the Heir to the Empire movie coming out eventually.
I have no knowledge of this.
Is that what they're going to call it?
Well, that's what the assumption is because it's going to be the Throne story. His like in movie.
Oh, are you talking about the fact that Filoni's going to get to do his own movie direction and it's supposed to tie everything all together? So
I think so. Yeah. Well, there was apparently 3 movies announced at the European Star Wars celebration thing.
Yeah.
When I first saw that, I thought that was Data.
I thought that was Elon Musk with blue face paint. I was like, wait, they cast Elon Musk as Thrawn? I was like,
sadly, that's inaccurate description. So
typecasting.
Yeah,
All right,
well,
Dana.
the thing is
Dana.
that Aunt May is our age, so it's not even like a weird thing. Like
Yeah.
exactly.
it's age appropriate.
She's not even a younger woman, right?
I mean, technically, we could refer to the fact that Ma Kent in the Superman movies is a keeper too. So
Specifically, you mean Diane Lane, I'm sure.
I do mean Diane Lane. Yes. So
You can't pronounce names.
So yeah. Anywho,
Just roll your R's.
speaking of ours,
Say ours or arse?
That
What's
sounded
going
like a
on, David?
Wookiee. That's a Wookiee.
Well, I mean, it's all R's and rolls and this and that and the other. But anyway, so I've got 3 things to show. One of them you've already seen before. So there was the Astro Dasher,
space.
so tiny, so little.
and I finally got to use a hand as a piece because there was a little arm on there, so I added that. So I put a little black space hand. So I was excited about that. Today I got a Bricklink order in, which unfortunately was missing about $5 worth of parts. So I'm a little sketchy on that. That's the first time I've ever had that happen. So, well, I take that back. I've had some people like short me 1 thing or 2 things, but this was like 20 pieces that got shorted. So, but of the parts that did show up, I was able to add the Space Patrol launcher.
Classic.
Ooh, look at those tiny wheels.
And
Tiny.
I had to do a little replication because I mean normally there would have been like a Technic pin back here to hold the flyer in place, but I used a clip and a 1x2 with a rod on it to simulate that whole same scenario. So excited about that.
Does
And
it
then
hold the rod securely?
It does, firmly even. And then this one, I'm because it required hoses and I couldn't put the hoses on because it just not gonna. I mean, there's just no way to translate those hoses the way I wanted to do it. But do you recognize this?
Yeah, that's the oh gosh, what do they call that thing?
The
That's a space suit?
surface hopper.
The Surface Hopper. I love that little set. It had the trans yellow rockets on it, or did it have the?
It had the trans yellow hoses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just added a little couple of trans yellow dots on the top to kind of sometimes when I can't add something that's like a piece that just doesn't scale well, I'll throw in like a trans piece that represents just the color, just so your mind thinks that, oh, I remember the original set had some trans yellow up there, so hopefully it works. It works. So I did get some more parts in, so I probably, since we have the meeting on Saturday and Chris asked if I would bring them with me, I might have one or two more bigger pieces done by Saturday. So time will tell. Time will tell. I did, however, make a small, quick run to the Lego store today because Matthew, by the way, I went ahead and picked up my display from North Point. So the display case is open for you to drop off stuff on Saturday or Sunday or whenever you show up. And I believe they have another box of parts to provide you as well. So
Sweet.
they got in. They did not get in the new, or they've been out of the Indiana Jones set, so they didn't have those in. But they're getting another box, another case or shipment tomorrow. So if you're in North Atlanta and you're looking for the Indiana Jones sets, I also found some at Target this evening, but you can also get them at the Lego store tomorrow with a shipment. They did have the new BAM in, so I picked up 3 of the Unicorn Lion Knight figures just because I think this head is just a cool figure. So picked up 3 of those. And they had not that much on the pick-a-brick wall. I basically got, and I think I might actually have one of these already. It's a bunch of 6x6 1x panels and translucent headlight bricks. I don't know why, but I needed more. I'm probably sure I have like an entire gallon bag of them, but I needed more. So I picked those up. They did not have any collectible minifigures. And Bleck is correct. They do sell them pre-made as well. They didn't have any unopened cases of collectible minifigures. So I was feeling kind of bummed because I'm like, and they were expecting a shipment in tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't want to have to come back tomorrow. But then I went to the Target across the street.
Oh no.
And as I was walking out, I checked the kiosks. 6 more spacemen. That would put the current tally at 110 in-hand spacemen and babies, not counting the 4 for Meredith and the 4 for Chris and the 2 for Adam that are sitting in my trunk.
Dana, the first step is admitting you have a problem.
Oh, I've got a problem. I've got a big problem.
So you need just one more. Is that correct? 111.
I'm down to needing just one more to have my 111, unless I have done my math incorrectly, and I should probably confirm that I have my number correctly because I don't remember if I did or did not include the super instruction build because I may have just purposely blocked that out of my mind and didn't think about it, and I may have to bump it up to 113 if I did eliminate that from there. So I might be down to 1, might be down to 3. So we'll see. I got to double check that here.
Well, I just want to know: how frantic were you to try to find one more today? I mean, were you all flipping out, going, "There's got to be one more"?
No, actually, because I knew I was down to needing 7, and I'm like, all right, and it's starting to get to where we're probably going to start seeing less and less of the Series 24 on the shelves, and so I'm in the back of my head, I'm thinking, oh, I might have to resort to a horrible thing of paying more than retail price for them. So I was kind of concerned. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to pop into the Lego store. They didn't have any. Pop into the Target, and I was going to walk out of the Target, and I'm like, oh, they don't have any. And then I was walking through the checkout, and I looked over, and because this is one of those weird Targets where it's got like a self checkout, and then where the regular checkouts, it's like staggered, and sometimes they have, you know, impulse buy purchase sections, and this one did, and it had 2 full sleeves of figures, and I'm like, oh, and I'm sitting there feeling all through both rows, and like nothing. And I know there was more than one case in there because I know I felt more of the Pottery Girl pieces in there, and I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to walk and just go down just a little bit and see if maybe one of the other registers has. And there was one more row of sleeve of packs, and I'm like, oh, maybe. And I'm feeling. I'm like, this is somebody's already gone through here. Somebody's got 100. And then I found one. And then it was 6 in a row on that peg. So I don't know what was going on because I've never had that happen where if I'm looking on a peg for something that I have found 6 at one time. I mean, I found 3 because someone just takes them out of the box, slaps them on the peg, but this was 6 in a row. So I counted my blessings, took my 6, and said, all right, I head home.
And then you stopped and bought lottery tickets on the way home? Is that correct?
No, I probably should. Well, you know, but what would be the point? I already scored the lottery, so there was lightning striking twice today was not going to happen. So I took the 6 I was happy with and headed home. So
Yeah, I've heard about this.
yes, I've heard
crazy.
This. Yeah, I've heard this too. It's not going to happen here
for like a minute and then clearance them. So.
Yeah, no, and it's not going to, I know that it's not going to happen here because as Matthew has pointed out, I live in the wrong part of Atlanta for that type of clearance to actually happen to begin with. And the 3 Walmarts that I'm closest in geography to all look like it's still the week after Christmas.
Ooh.
I mean, the shelves are barren. It's crazy. So even one of my Targets that's close by, it looks like it's still the week after Christmas. So where these Walmarts are getting like 10, 12 cases that they're clearancing at $1 to $3 a figure, Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma, I don't know.
Oh,
but this was not one of the pre-pegged boxes, which I know what you're talking about. This was just whatever it was. And again, to have 6 in one, that's strange.
Well, my little Half Mart now is full of adult
what?
sets. They've got the Vespa, they've got the guitar, they've got the
guitar.
Yeah, the guitar with that amplifier, and but they're loaded. I mean, like the top shelf and the bottom shelf are all 18 plus, and then they've got just a few of the whatever. But the little hole where all the collectible minifigures would go, dry, empty. They got clearance $3, and they're gone. They've been gone for months. Yeah. So
I noticed that my Walmart actually had 3 or 4 Galaxy Explorers show up. And at $75, which was interesting because my Walmart had always had them for $100. They never went down to $75 except for at Christmas to $50 for like a heartbeat, and then they were gone.
Do you think that? I mean, sometimes those sit there for a while. Do you think people are like, "This was $50 before. I'm going to wait till it's $50 again and then buy it"? Since I don't know.
Yeah, well, and I know because I've talked to some toy collectors in my area who are, in the know, and they've told me that the reason that I never find very much clearance in this area is because there are some toy resellers up at the flea markets who have connections at most of the retail stores in this area and swoop in because they know when they're going to hit clearance ahead of time. So I'm kind of angry about that, but at the same time, I'm probably better off not.
I will say that the Walmarts I hit, and I am someone who shops for clearance stuff at Walmart, I have never found any of the CMFs marked down. And I would say in general, my Walmarts just don't have hardly any of them to begin with, let alone on clearance. Like I just go in there and I just don't see the CMFs. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot, but I don't see them. And when I do see them, they're not marked down. So
I think you're right. And I don't, and again, we know these pictures aren't false because we know people have seen them. We know multiple people have shown receipts or this and that and the other. So we know that these clearance things are happening, but it's just weird. I mean, that one picture that showed up in Reddit that was like an end cap with like 20 cases marked at $3 a piece. It's like, I mean, it doesn't even make sense.
That's like an inventory control problem. They shouldn't have 20 cases at once anyways. I mean,
Right. I mean, I don't know if it's just like, somebody had something in the back room that got lost and forgotten in a trailer, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh wow, we got to get rid of all this. It's just still weird. It's strange.
Yeah, it seems like I don't know if Walmart. It seems Walmart specifically is just really being real sputtery about when they used to. Everybody had exactly almost the same thing, and
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe if it's Lego that's the supplies just coming in spotty or whatever, but Walmart's kind of a mess right now. So
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I know that here there are like different distributors that kind of make calls for Walmarts, like the Walmarts in Rome. When we lived up in Rome, they would have clearance all kind of together, and a couple others like Cartersville. But then if you went to Cedartown, they were in like an Alabama group, and those managers and stuff kind of were on their own, and they did theirs at different times. So. But also then individual Walmarts will be like, hey, we're remodeling here, just get rid of this junk, and they do. So
Which happens too.
That's true. My Walmart had the kind of a foot wide 3-drawer steer lights. They were in the sand blue color, but they were down to $4 a piece. They had like a pallet of them the other day. So they're remodeling, so they're getting rid of all their bulky stuff, I think.
Where was this?
Up here in Kennesaw. So, but yeah, they're moving stuff around, so they've got a bunch of weird stuff on sale. But anyway, all right. So, have you guys built your 16 wide thingy for? I know Mark has, and I have.
I cheated.
You cheated?
Yep.
Are you reusing one?
Yep.
Disqualified.
I just had to shrink the base to make sure it was under 20 studs or 20 bricks high. It's a go. It's a go.
All right.
So
I'm sticking to my tradition of building it the day before, and we'll see how it turns out.
It always worked well for you. So
It did.
I go
It
with
did.
it. Yeah.
I got not voted in last time, and I literally voted the 24 hours before it was due. So.
Oh, I didn't even see if we got a prize for the winners or the 6, or do we usually do that for that kind of thing?
In the past,
yeah. Well,
in the past, we've given loose brick for people who got displayed.
We give brick for people who displayed, and usually whoever was the fan favorite got a prize, and sometimes the runner-up got a prize from the ambassador.
But this ambassador might have to put into a regime of this austerity. I don't know. We'll see.
Wow.
Well, to count how many freebies we have left.
The fun times are over.
I think we need to have an
intervention.
Well, I was going to say a recall for the former ambassador.
Hey,
a vote of no confidence.
If you did it today, I would voluntarily okay, I'm fine. Someone else can. It's been a month, so I'm not feeling guilty about not doing anything right now.
I'm looking forward to going to the meeting and sitting there and joking with Mark about things that Chris and Matthew aren't being privy to because they're standing up and talking.
Good times.
We're gonna shush you the whole time. All right, quiet down back there.
Yeah.
Censor.
My high school theater director would always do that. He's standing way back in the auditorium, and he'd go to try and throw you from your lines or from making sure that you could be heard over the volume. So yeah, I'm going to be testing the two of you this weekend.
Coming back around to Brickworld, if I just take the Mosaic to Brickworld, I can literally set the thing up on Wednesday and then just walk all around the hall the next 4 days in a row and I'm not going to feel like I need to stay and babysit the thing because I'm not too worried about people trying to pick off individual dots. It's like as long as
say that now.
as long as it doesn't fall over, I'll walk away from that baby and it can just sit there for 4 days. And
There's at least 3 people here that can pick off dots while you're not there. So
And they make a great little key tool now for that. You just walk up and
let me tell you, like, it's hard to pop those things off, especially if they're not on the edge. Like, I found out that a flathead screwdriver works pretty good, but
The little crowbar piece works perfectly
the
fine too.
crowbar,
Yeah, the Lego crowbar that comes with the art kits.
yeah, the crowbar that comes in the mosaic sets works really good. But what I find that works even better is this one.
oh, I have
yeah.
a ton of those too.
This
what
is
I'm going to do with these babies.
yeah. You just pop that underneath into a corner and
That's
Okay, well, wait till Matt walks away one day, and then
Yeah.
we'll put a sign up that says "rearranged your mosaic time" or something.
Yeah.
You just have
all right.
to
I'm
keep them
going
up
to
and-
set up a camera now because I got to catch Moto and turn him into the Lego.
However, I think the funny part is that, and I can think of both my mosaic and Matthew's and the size that they are, that literally if somebody walked up and popped one off, it would be very difficult for them to find it, or for Matthew to find it. On mine, it might be a little easier because, well, no, actually there is a good section of area that is black. So if they popped a black one off, I'd never notice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of funny. Bring your hockey pads.
Oh, I have them. I'll bring my stick.
Ooh, there we go. There we go.
But that's going to hold up the mosaic, really. So
Probably.
Yeah.
A little duct tape that'll work.
oh, geez. Have you figured out how you're going to, like, are you zip tying everything together, basically?
Yeah, I mean, but I contacted Rick and a Snap in Texas, and he recommended a specific zip tie, 8-inch, 40-pound zip ties, and you do basically one zip tie between each plate,
Okay.
and lock them into place. And I asked him, I said, "Well, do you transport them in 9x9 little squares?" And he's like, "Oh no. He does like full panels, so it's like."
Yeah.
9x36 or something like that is how he'll transport them. And it's like, okay, I can see that. Now, I still think I might break it down to 9x9 because of sharing travel space with the Belnagewiczes. But
For mine, I did 5x3 because that fits into the largest Lego store shipping box.
right.
With room on the side to put the easels in. So basically, my whole mosaic fits in one box with easels and everything.
That's
The only
perfect.
thing I brought separate was the piece of iron, well, the aluminum angle iron thingy that goes on the bottom just to
Right.
keep it level on the easels.
I mean, when I think about mine, I kind of feel like the bottom edge should probably not sit on the floor, but should be elevated. But the idea of raising all that up and having the weight suspended in the air, I just went, not gonna bother. Not gonna. I don't want to. I could just see like raising it up and then having the whole thing like fall over, and I'm like,
Or just being on the floor and sliding out.
yeah.
I mean, that's an issue too, right?
Yeah.
Possibly.
oof.
Planning.
If it falls, take great pictures. That's all I say.
Do you have a bunch of those Technic rubber axle connectors?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Like the rubberized, it's like 2 axle holes and it's just a piece of rubber, looks like a number 8
Yeah.
sideways type thing.
He
Probably.
doesn't know what you're talking about.
But I was thinking,
I
if you
can't
put those-
visualize it. I don't
If you
speak
put those on the bottom, like maybe on the bottom, through some of the bottom holes, it'll give you a little bit more friction.
Yeah.
If you're worried about it sliding.
That's true.
Also, I think the tread, the little rubber tread nibbies
Oh,
would
wheels.
probably fit those too. Yeah. Or wheels.
would work too.
Yeah.
If only we knew someone who really liked tires.
I hear tires are easy to get.
Yeah.
And you said tread nibbies, and I let that go, so I'm good with that. I was actually typing in to change your name to Tread Nibbies, but I decided against it. So.
It's what they are. They're little nibbies. They're tread nibbies.
Tread Nibbies.
They've got good gription.
I'm glad somebody else knows that word because it's a fake but awesome word.
Yes,
Description.
it is. It's a word that should be in the English dictionary, but isn't.
Sniglets. Do y'all remember Sniglets? HBO news, whatever. Dude, I love Sniglets. We got a
Weird,
book.
weird
Yeah.
words my grandparents would say. My grandfather wouldn't say a battery; he would say a bat tree. Bat tree. We got to put the
Bat
bat tree in there. I'm like, a bat tree? What? I don't.
Yeah,
Or Ashoka.
I don't know. I had somebody give me a hard time one time, and I can't remember now. And Victoria and I joke about it because when she found out later who it was, she's like, and she explained to this guy, she's like, if I had known that it was you who mentioned these comments to Dana, I would never have been your friend. But I was working with this guy, and I forget what I was doing, and I was talking to somebody online, and I said template, and I kept saying template for something. It was a configuration template, and I get off the phone, and he's like, "It's template," and I'm like, tomato," and he's like, "No, it's template," and I'm like, "Okay, dude, relax." I mean, he was like just irate about it, and come to find out that no, it's template. It's weird.
And it has the word plate in it.
It's language. Americans, we bastardize everything. So who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, what do you guys have against the letter U, anyhow? As in color, flower,
Aluminum.
color at least.
Aluminium.
You guys just go like
Or-
you don't
or-
use the U.
Or
Well, we don't
center
use the U. We
spelled
actually use an
centra.
E.
What were
Like
you saying, man?
when center is spelled like centra. CENTRE.
Yeah. ER. Thank you very much.
It's fun. We should have had Martin on for this segment, but you know,
No, that's a TV right over there. Thank you very much.
TV.
Or yeah, actually, it's all equal. TV. That's
Just make it all. Make it all. Make it all.
this has dwindled. So
Nice.
We literally run out of steam like almost at the hour now lately.
We could have like actually done like most of our pre-conversation about Star Wars and Star Trek. We probably could have done during this portion.
I'm almost come to the conclusion to not join the stream until we go live because there's so much stuff that gets used in the pre-show that we could do for actually
For sure.
conversation on the show.
I know that Van Winnen probably talked about this on his show, but I don't care at all about Disney. But like, I'm probably going to buy that mermaid set.
Oh, I didn't talk about it
Big
because
clam?
The clam. There's like
Yeah.
some great parts in that.
Did
set.
you say
I'm
big
looking-
clam?
Clam.
the big clamshell thing.
Clam.
I don't know what that means.
Has it got a beard on it?
Anyway, yeah, it looked interesting, but it was the picture leaked just after my show, so I didn't talk about it.
Ah.
But which if you were there, you would have known.
I was working. I was at a board meeting for a certain lug.
I'm just bugging you, Matt.
Yeah, that guy holding that board meeting went forever.
I enjoyed my time.
There was a release of another Disney set. Pink Wheels was complaining. Oh, we didn't talk about the space set, the Tales of Space Age. That looks awesome. Meredith was saying there's another Disney set that has all the princesses in it, and she says it's just a ripoff of Elves,
Which
You
it
know-
is.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
at
the
same
Friends
time,
Hall one, right?
I talked about it on my stream. I think it looks fantastic. I mean, it's got the great use of it looks basically like the Goblin Kings set from Elves, and it's got purple trees and leaves, and it looks really cool. And actually, all the mini dolls in it look really, really cool because I mean they're all together in one. I mean, I think it's a cool looking set. So, but I digress. But as far as the space postcard sets, I thought they were going to be much smaller until I actually saw them in scale as to what they're going to look like. Because at first I was like $50, but it's 7 cents a piece. There's lots of bricks and plates in it. It actually winds up being not too bad a deal, and the fact that you can hang them on the wall, it's a plus set for me. I'm all over it. I like it.
Yeah, it's like 13 or 14 bricks high each little thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
Actually, I think it might be closer to 15 or 20 bricks high.
And the extra one that wasn't designed by the original by the designer originally, because I guess they had enough budget that they could fit in a fourth one.
Right.
When I first saw it, I thought it was a planet, and found out afterwards it was a black hole. And I'm like, it still doesn't look like a black hole to me, but okay.
Well, I mean, you have to visualize it as an event horizon.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Well, then when you get it, you rebuild it and make it look like everything on the planet's being sucked off of it into the black hole. That's the way you should do that one. So.
there you go.
But yeah,
And then
no,
Bricklin pointed out it's space.
it is a space set, that's for sure. But it looks fantastic. It's going to look great. I can't figure out why the big comet is going sideways instead of down like it was on the original model. But no big qualm.
Less destruction.
And it may have to do with
maybe.
how things are connected, because where the original designer used a bunch of Technic beams in the back, and it probably may have interfered with something to be done a different way, and so it might have been just easier to do it sideways this way.
Oh yeah, and we get a 1x1 tile with a white star printed on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Which I guess you can rearrange them on the set, so if you want to do a particular constellation, you can.
Yeah, I was noticing that it's got a lot. It's like they're on headlight bricks, so
Yeah.
you're gonna have to be. Well, you have to rebuild it and get creative, I think, a little bit on it, but it is Lego.
God forbid you take a Lego
I
set
know.
and actually reconfigure it. You know.
I know.
What?
Yeah.
They didn't. Did they make a fancy pic with like a hipster guy or an old dude like us building it? I don't see those pictures.
Actually, I believe it. I thought it was it, but that set, or was there maybe it was a different set that they were, because one of the other Instagram social media, people whining, complaining that there hasn't been any Asians building sets in the promo material. However, if you pay attention to the Friends promo material, they've had Asian children building those sets. So I guess it's just the 18 plus. We haven't had an Asian model building yet. People complain about weird things.
There's nice. There is a picture of a nice young lady there building the sets. So she has. Oh, she's dressed like the collectible minifig guy. He's got the pink. and the,
she is.
That's awesome.
I didn't notice that before. That's hysterical. That's awesome. That's
yeah. Unless that's a very small lamp, which is possible. Those are pretty significant. I like it.
no, yeah.
Well, there's a back shot that shows the connection, how they hinged it, I think, or how they put the wall piece in. If not here, it was in the original press release.
Yeah.
And it shows you how big it is. So
Because it uses the same Technic modified piece that you use for the mosaics to hang those as well.
yeah, I think they're about 14 wide. Looking at that picture of the planet or the black hole.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I think those are fantastic. So I'm all in. So that's awesome.
Yep.
All right, everybody, we made it. We made it past an hour. Woo! And continues. Thank y'all for hanging on with us for this last 15 minutes of fluff, but we did just cover a set. Thank y'all for joining us today. Be awesome to your neighbors, build awesome for your friends and for yourself or whatever, and have a great